Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Albers, joined here with Tom Benassi, and first game of our doubleheader. And we will be bringing you tonight. Edison Community College comes in with a record of 9-2. Cincinnati comes in with a 14-3 record. And Tom, Cincinnati State came off a very impressive win on Saturday, against Lakeland, winning that game. And the big story of that was Samantha Paratori had 17 points. So the Surge are really playing well, and I think they've exceeded the expectations of a lot of people here. And we've seen teams like Edison come in with this record, and the record looks good until they play a team like Cincinnati State.
Yeah, I think we saw Edison actually 2 years in a row come in with 1 year 10-1 record, and they couldn't get the ball past half court against Cincinnati State. So it's always nice to get that first conference road win under your belt. I think that's the hardest one to get. And a 48-point win on the road is pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
I did pull some stats from that game, but I was informed that the stats were not even close to what they actually were, so I'm not going to read off a whole lot of those. But, yeah, like you said, with one returning player from last year, I think Coach Beeler has done an incredible job of getting these girls to play together quickly.
And so Cincinnati, again, they're going to come in with their gray uniforms trimmed in green and black. And Edison State comes in with all blue uniforms. So we're getting ready to start this game. And the tip's going to be controlled by Edison. And it looks like it's going to be number 12, and that's Holzkamp. Oh, we already got a shot clock violation already. Here we go.
You got to like that. Well, I know we're going to take it down to 23, Dan.
And how we decide that, we have not figured that one
there's
out.
There's only 7 seconds of run off the game clock.
Well, that's our sachet Agarwal math right there.
So not a good start on the shot clock operation. We've had many issues with the shot clock over the years that we've been here.
Try to give you some starters.
I do see that Hannah Stevenson is in street clothes tonight for the Surge, and that narrows the bench down a little more to, I believe, 8 deep now.
Yeah, it's not, and both not only the women but the men too as well. So we're going to get this fixed up. But the starters for Edison will be Brooke Richards, number 10, and then number 12 will be Morgan Holzkamp, number 14 Kendra Brunswick, number 20 Mackenzie May, and number 44 Tora Perk. That'll be the starters for Edison, and we all having a little bit of malfunction on the old shot clock. Trying to get that straight again.
Well, I do see number 23, Brandy Henshin, in the starting lineup for Cincinnati State, and she has put in some big-time minutes here in the last maybe 3 weeks, and actually starting to put a real good contribution in the scoring column, which we were kind of waiting for after her stellar high school career.
So we're back here and getting ready to start again. There's only 23 seconds went off the shot clock. They try to get it in, and it's going to go off the legs of number 44, and that's going to go off of Tara Perk, and Cincinnati will take over here. We got no score. And McDougal bringing the ball down court for Cincinnati. It looks like they're going to be in a man-to-man. Get on the wing to Ash. Ash has it at the top key. Gets it over on the wing. Good man-to-man defense by Edison here in the early stages. McDougal's going to drive in, kicks it down in the corner. Kenzie Bryant's going to throw up a shot. Is no good. Rebounded by Perk. And Edison quickly coming down the other way. And that's Brunswick's going to take it, throws it inside. Another bad pass. Try to get it into Perk, but it goes out of bounds, so they do another turnover. Tom, one thing that we've noticed here early, just quickly, is the defense by Edison is much better than we've seen probably in a couple years.
Yeah, they looked real good on that last set. They helped out on 2 occasions very well.
And now they get the ball inside to no foul called at all. Wow, Ash is going to get it out to McDougal. She drives in. One-handed shot is no good. She fights for the rebound, but stepping out of bounds will be number 20, and that is Cameron Vaughn stepping out of bounds. So we have no score here, 19:04 to go in this first half. And bringing the ball up court will be Brooke Richards. Cincinnati is going to be in that man-to-man. And it's going to spin it around there to number 14, and that's Brunswick. Brunswick throws up a shot, puts it up and in. So nice shot by Brunswick, and they've got an early 2-0 lead. And McDougal's going to get it over to Kenzie Brandt. Swinging around. Driving in now is Ash. High off the glass, puts it up and in. That was pretty easy for her to do, Tom.
Yeah, they had the opportunity to step in right there and didn't do it. Gave Ash a free lane to the basket.
So Cincinnati and Edison here tied up 2-2. First league game of the year, or actually it's the second league game of the year. Got the ball inside to Park. Her shot might have been blocked by Cameron Vaughn. Shot was no good, and quickly coming down the other way is going to be McDougal. Hetchin's going to get it into. Nice job. Chin puts it up and in. That was great ball movement by Cincinnati.
That was Ash.
Oh, Ash, I'm sorry. Yeah. Almost a foul there. Try to get it inside again to Park. Tom, it looks like they're trying to get it into her for some reason. Ash going to take it all the way down. It's going to take it, and she got hammered and no call. Are you kidding me?
I'm not sure how you don't call that.
Yeah, right in front of you.
Might be a long game, Dan.
Absolutely.
Because the second half, you know it'll be opposite.
No kid. Dan Alberts, Tom Benassi, Rhonda McMillan here on Anderson Community Television and USBN Sports. Get it now into Park. Park's going to drive all the way into basket. Shot is no good, and it's rebounded by Henchins. McDougal now quickly coming down the other way. Going to take it all the way as Ash. She got hammered again, and they said it's going to be a tip ball, and the ball's going to stay here with Cincinnati. Chen will check into the ball game, and Ash will come out.
Well, on every offensive opportunity that Edison has had, like you said, Dan, they're trying to dump it down to Perk down low.
There's Kenzie Brandt, puts it in, hits a three-pointer. And again, just an amazing thing with her, Tom, is that playing with that pretty much of a broken hand and still finds the ability to play with that.
Yeah, get used to seeing number 21 out there because she does not come out of many games.
And that's May. Has the ball for Edison. Swings it over to Brunswick. Brunswick's going to go at the corner, try to get it again into Perk. It's going to go out of bounds. And, Tom, their offense is really, really centered around getting the ball into Perk.
No question about it. And Cincinnati State had two people on her, and they still tried to dump it down there.
7 seconds on the shot clock. Not sure if they know it. They do get it into Perk. She throws up a shot. It is no good. She absolutely hammered Cameron Vaughn, and that'll be a foul on her, and that'll be her first foul.
And I'm guessing that if she gets in foul trouble, I'm not sure what their options are because nobody else seems to want to take a shot.
Looks like we already have a substitution, and that's going to be Johnson coming in for Perk. So maybe that is the answer. After one foul coming out of the game, and she essentially focused in on her as the offense, kind of odd.
Well, I'm curious to see what happens on their next set if they still try to go down low to number 30, Johnson, in the same manner they were to Perk.
7-2 our score here, 16:39 to go in the first half. Cincinnati State will be taking the ball out of bounds. It'll be McDougal. McDougal gets it to Chen. Not a very good opportunity. Ooh, man. It's like we're going to have a jump ball. Possession's going to stay here with Cincinnati. Kind of just whipped number 12, Morgan Holzkamp. Whipped her around. And to get it into Kenzie Brandt. Swing it over to McDougal. McDougal's going to drive in, pull up at the free throw line, throws up a shot, no good. And it's going to be controlled by Kenzie Brandt. Brandt swings it over to McDougal. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. Good! How about that?
It was good the way she went after it.
And Edison already is going to call a timeout, Tom, and this is exactly what we saw last year. And in years past, Cincinnati gets out to that big lead, and they have a big lead here at 10-2.
Yeah, and the thing is their defense. These teams haven't seen a team that plays defense like Cincinnati State. They're in your face all the time, and the turnovers just mount and mount and mount. By halftime, they'll have 20 turnovers, and they don't even know what hit them.
And I'll tell you what, Tom, all these games are big, obviously, for the women, and they can't really overlook this game too much because Edison comes in with a 9-2 record, but they got to play Owens on Saturday, and that's one of the toughest teams that they'll face all year long.
Yeah, Owens is one of those teams that typically is in the top 10 nationally. They've earned a reputation over the years, and they play solid competition early in the year.
Absolutely. There we go. Steal is going to be by
Henshin
gets it, throws up a shot. It is no good, and it's going to be a jump ball. They're going to call a foul. Foul's going to be on number 30, and I didn't really see that foul. So that'll be here first. So Cincinnati will be taking the ball out of bounds.
They're making up for the ones that they missed.
It should not have been a foul. It should have been a foul on Cincinnati, if anything. Get the ball on a nice inbounds play. They get it into Cameron Vaughn, and Cincinnati really early stages, Tom, kind of running away with this already at 12-2. We've seen him before struggle in the early stages, getting things started, and it's kind of nice to see him get started to a fast start.
Yeah, many times we see kind of a lackadaisical game until about the 15-minute mark in the first half, and then they blow you out.
And that last three-point attempt was by May, and her shot was no good. Cincinnati quickly coming out. They get it stolen. And that steal was by number 14, Brunswick. She's going to take it, spin, and she throws up a shot. It is no good, and they're going to kick it back around. Get over to Brunswick again. She's going to fire up a three-point shot, puts it in. There we go.
She's got 5, Kendra Brunswick.
12-5, 15-19 to go here in this first half. And McDougal has it up high for Cincinnati. Going off to her right, trying to get the ball down low. Chen's going to drive all the way in the circle, takes it all the way lane, up and in, puts it in. Good job recognizing the defense there by Chen.
Well, I don't see anybody on the inside that can stop the offensive moves of Chen and Vaughn on the inside. I just don't see the power to keep them out of the lane.
There's a three-point attempt. Good. How about that? Three-point attempt good by Brooke Richards. And quickly coming down the other way is going to be Cincinnati, throwing it high off as Henson. The shot was no good. Getting the rebound is Vaughn. Vaughn throws up a shot, no good. And the rebound was by number 12, and that was Holzkamp. And Cincinnati quickly getting back. Here's another three-point attempt on the way. Good! How about that? And that was number 10, and that was Brooke Richards again hitting a three-pointer.
2 threes within 10 seconds.
And then instantly right now it makes it a 14-11 ball game. And Cincinnati try to throw it inside, and it's going to be another turnover, and having it is Morgan Holzkamp. Oh, and then there's going to be a foul on Chen as she hit high on number 20, May. Looks like Paratori and Phillips are checking in.
And Samantha should be able to dominate on the inside against this team.
And she had a huge game last week, Tom, against Lakeland. I believe she had 17 points.
Yeah, that's huge for her. She needed a big game like that to get her confidence back.
Again, Edison moving the ball, doing a nice job moving around. Another three-point shot on the way, almost in by number 23, and that was Mowbray. Checking in for the first time will be number 34, and that'll be Steva. Cincinnati up here, 14-11. They had that big lead at 14-2, and Edison hit a couple three-pointers by Brooke Richards to cut it to a three-point ball game. McDougal going off to her right. She had Paratori open, couldn't get it to her. Get it up high now. They get it into Paratori. She turns around, throws up a shot. It is no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Mowbray. Or Mowbray, excuse me. Again, Edison's going to fire up a shot from the baseline. The shot goes in. How about that?
On fire, Brooke Richard.
So Coach's not liking that. All of a sudden, from a 14-2 up, they're now only up by 1 at 14-13. So just as flip as we said, Tom, getting on that early advantage, they now all of a sudden fall back to that slow start.
Well, we had no idea that Edison was sitting on Brooke Richard right there. She comes in the game. She's hit all 3 of her shots, 8 straight points for Edison to climb back into this game.
So 14-13 is our score. Cincinnati State trailing by 1. And, you know, Paratori did a nice job posting up, but Tom, shot kind of looked off a little bit off to the side. She's going to have to do a better job. She can drain that.
Well, it was off, but I also think that she was a little too far out, further out than what she thought when she turned to take the shot. I think she can back that girl down, get the ball lower, and have a much more high percentage shot.
So Cincinnati up here 1 at 14-13 with the men's game right after this. And the men, Tom, are hurting too as well. Like we said, they had a lot of guys out. That was a big difference for them on Saturday when they played Lakeland. They'll be down to 6 or 7 guys for tonight's ball game. It's unbelievable, the rash of injuries, but Coach Tate's very optimistic. They only lost by 1 and missing that many guys is incredible.
Yeah, the hits just keep coming. You know, I mean, you can only lose so much and be able to keep your intensity and your ability to win games, and he doesn't miss a beat.
Absolutely not.
It's next guy up.
Absolutely. So McDougal is the point guard. Gives it over to Haley Phillips. Gets it into Ash. Her shot is no good, but it said she walked with it.
Wow. Missed that one.
Yeah,
she saw that one. She didn't see
the fouls down here.
Crunching foul earlier, but.
And driving all the way down and kicking it around. 23 going to fire up a shot. It is no good, but running down the rebound is going to be number 14, Brunswick. Brunswick gets the ball back now, drives baseline, throws it up off the glass, up and in.
God.
And they have taken the lead here, Tommy, at 15-14, and they were down 14-2. And Cincinnati having trouble now trying to find some semblance of offense. Get it into Paratori now. Paratori kind of throw a lazy pass. They get it back inside of her. She turns around, throws up a shot. Good. Good position by Paratori. She puts it in, and as we said, she had a big game against Lakeland with 17 points. Swinging around. They get it into number 34, and that was Steva. And shot no good by number 14, Brunswick. And Cincinnati comes down, and there's going to be a foul on number 23, and that will be Mowbray.
So that was a nice offensive possession down there. The first time Samantha got the ball, she realized she wasn't in position to take a shot, dished it back out, and reestablished herself even closer to the basket.
And give it around to Kinsey Brandt. Brandt going off to her left, going to drive all the way in, takes it up, and gets it and one. How about that?
Sweet shot by Kinsey Brandt.
So she puts it up and in, and she's going to be ready for the three-point play. And talking to her dad, said Miami of Ohio here to check her out. So she misses the free throw. And quickly coming down the other way is going to be Edison. And that is Brooke Richards. He had a couple big three-pointers to get that back into the ball game. Get it to Steva. Steva going to pass it out to number 12, Holzkamp. Holzkamp drives, spins, kicks it back out to Richards. Richards looking inside, goes off a screen. She's going to fire up a shot, no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Holzkamp. Another three-pointer on the way, good. How about that? And that was by number 23, and that was Mowbray. Tell you what, they like the threes, Tommy.
Yes, they do. That's their fourth one.
McDougal gives it to Paratori at the free throw line. She throws up a shot. How about that?
All right.
So Paratori hits a three-point. That could help her out a ton, Tommy.
And that's a completely different shot that we've seen here the last few weeks.
Absolutely. Driving all the way into the basket was number 10, and that was Richards. Her shot was no good. Cincinnati quickly coming down. Going to give it up to Ash. Nope. Ash too far underneath the basket. And getting the rebound was going to be number 23, and that was Mowbray. Quickly coming down the other way. Cross court. Over, nice fake, driving into the basket. She walked but got hammered by Paratori. And driving to the basket there was Brunswick.
Yeah, Samantha right there could have just held her ground and taken a charge very easily.
So on the line will be number 14. Brunswick will be on the line. First free throw's good.
Right now, Kendra Brunswick with 8 points, tied with Brooke Richard for the team lead for Edison.
Coming out of the ball game will be number 12, and that'll be Holzkamp. Checking in for Cincinnati will be Cameron Vaughn, number 20, and coming out will be Ash will check out. Shot off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Kinsey Brandt. Brandt quickly coming down the other way. Brandt gives it over to McDougal. 22 on the shot clock, 10:29 to go here in this first half. Kinsey Brandt gets it inside to Cameron Vaughn. She gets triple teamed. Gets it out to Henshin. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. Paratori tried to fight for that rebound, couldn't get it. Coming down with it was number 34, Steva. Again, Tom, they love to be around outside that circle. Three-point on the way. It is no good. Tom, looks like they're going to live and die by that three-pointer.
Yeah, no question about it. They got a few of them that'll launch it out there. And unfortunately, Cincinnati State two girls battling for the rebound and knock it out of bounds.
20-19 our score with 10:05 to go in this first half. Edison taking the ball out of bounds. Get the ball inside to Brunswick. Shot was no good, and coming down quickly, Cincinnati. Get it to Kinsey Brandt. She's going to drive all the way to the basket. Up on. Nice job by Kinsey Brandt. How about that, Tommy?
7 for Kinsey.
And she did a good job of using her body to get right down the middle to get that basket. Because if she would have went the way she was going to go, it would have been a charge. Get it to Vanover now. Vanover for Edison. Cincinnati again is going to be in that man-to-man. Swinging around. Fires up a three-point shot. It is no good. They're loving that three-point land. The last shot was by Brooke Richards. She hit a couple early. And faking a three-pointer and driving into the basket, putting it up and in is going to be Brunswick. Tom, they're running, they're sticking to what they got. 22-21. They were down, as we said, 14-2.
Yeah, they're not having a problem getting shots off, that's for sure. So, and Kendra Brunswick is not afraid to drive to the basket. That's the third time she's done that.
And it looks like there's going to be a foul on number 10, and that will be on Richards. And I believe that'll be her first. Checking back into the ballgame will be Chen and also Perk, who they love to get the ball into early in that first half. She comes back into the ballgame. She has one foul.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if that continues because they're shooting the ball from the outside so well.
Good defense by Edison and number 23, Emily Mowbray. So since they taking the ball to bound, it'll be Hetchin. Get it to McDougal. Swings around to Kinsey Brandt. Brandt off a screen to Hetchin. Looking inside of Cameron Vaughn. There's probably nothing there. They're going to get it into her, over her head. But
nice.
Right there is going to be Chen. She's going to put it up and in.
Nice.
So that was kind of a lucky basket there. Went through the hands, and then there was Alexis Chen to put it in. 24-21 Cincinnati. 8:44 to go here in this first half. Vanover is going to kick it down. In the corner, another three-pointer. Wow, how about that? Mowbray hits another three-pointer. Unbelievable.
She wasted no time getting that shot off.
And Hetchins got fouled. No call again, Tom. Unbelievable. It's either feast or famine with these referees,
Yeah, how do you take somebody out like that and not get a foul?
And there you finally get a foul, and that's going to be on number...
I got 3 on her.
23. I got 2 on her. Oh.
That's a big foul right there. She's hit 2 threes in this game, and
why didn't they take her out when she had 2
fouls? I don't know.
I mean, there's 8:21 to go here in this first half. She's going to have to sit even in the second half.
Yeah.
So we're all tied up here at 24 with 8:21 to go in this first half. Throwing the ball into Cameron Vaughn. McDougal pulls up, throws up a shot off the side of the rim, no good. Run down by Vanover. Edison is in the blue. And they were down 14-2 and now tied it up here at 24. Got the ball inside of Perk, but they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Cameron Vaughn.
We're not going to call you for taking them out, but we'll call you for touching them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Cheap call right there.
Edison still taking the ball out of bounds. They quickly get it in. Get into Perk wide open. She's going to and she missed the layup. Cameron Vaughn's going to get the rebound. So it looks like they're going to try to get the ball, but she was just wide open on that one time. She just couldn't put it in.
That was a great look right there on the inside and just didn't work out for him.
Cameron Vaughn tried to get it into Alexis Chen. It's going to go off of Edison out of bounds. But I'm pretty impressed here so far with Edison here in the early stages.
Yeah, I think they've done a very good job. Like you said, and hitting 5 threes doesn't hurt either.
Cincinnati taking the ball, get it to Kinsey Brandt. Over to McDougal. McDougal back to Kinsey Brandt. Get it inside. Alexis Chen spins, turns, throws it up off the glass. In and out, no good. But getting the rebound is going to be Cameron Vaughn putting it up and in. Cincinnati only up 2 here at 26-24. And that's going to be Richards with the ball. Richards, she was another one that hit a couple big three-pointers. Drives at the elbow, picks up a dribble, gives it to Vanover. Vanover back to Richards. Swing it over to Brunswick. Nice. She's going to drive inside the lane, throws it up off the glass, puts it up and in. Good job by Brunswick.
Yeah, that's 12 points for Kendra Brunswick already. That's a great first half already.
12 of the 26. We're under 7 minutes to go, and we're all tied up here at 26. McDougal over to Henson. Over to Chin.
Nice.
She's going to go inside, throws it up, and in and out, no good.
Oh, my goodness.
And rebounded by Brooke Richards. Richards coming down for Edison. Crosses over in the lane. Over to Vanover. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. Air ball, no good. Perk's going to save it, but she steps out of bounds. So it looks like their offense is pretty much centered around that three-point line, Tommy, and they've got a couple girls that can hit the three-pointers.
Yeah, I think if they're successful getting that ball down on a post, it opens up those three-point shooters, and that's where they're getting their kickbacks. And they've been successful so far in the first half because I certainly wasn't expecting this score.
Absolutely not. Mackenzie May is going to check back into the ball game for Edison. And Kenzie Brandt bringing the ball up the court for Cincinnati. 26-26 our score, 6:28 to go. Brandt gets it down in the corner.
Oh,
Chin's going to drive all the way in. She got fouled as she was going to the basket. And that foul's going to be on May, who just checked into the ball game. That'll be her first.
Chin showing some very quick moves on the inside. Unfortunately, she hasn't been able to stick them in.
And she puts in that first free throw. Chen ready for her second one. In and out, no good. And rebounded by May. Now Vanover has the basketball. Vanover gets it to Brunswick. Inside a circle, throws up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Kenzie Brandt. Brandt quickly coming down the other way. Tom, she's got great vision. And not that one right there by Haley Phillips. She throws it out of bounds, and she was looking to try to get the ball. But Kenzie Brandt, just you could see her as she's dribbling, looking straight up, just great vision on the court.
She's definitely the top in the basketball knowledge on the floor, and that's why she very rarely will come out of a game. I know the stat sheet on the internet had her playing all 40 minutes against Lakeland in a 48-point game, but Dad said that's not true.
Yeah.
They were way off.
They're swinging around to Vanover. Vanover is going to get it to Brunswick. Brunswick gets double teamed, brings it back out, try to throw it, but Kenzie Brandt was there, and she's going to run it back down. Nice pass inside and gets fouled. How about that? They got it into Holzkamp. And there's going to be a foul on Cincinnati.
On 30, I believe.
And that'll be in Chin.
I want to make sure. Yeah. So that's
that'll be two on her.
But great bucket right there by number 12, Morgan Hulskamp.
And she makes a free throw. How about Edison stayed up here 29-27, 5:44 to go here in this first half. Swing it to Haley Phillips. Phillips in between the circles, kicks it back to Paratori. Gives it back now to Phillips. Phillips looking inside. Got it into Vaughn. Vaughn throws up a shot, gets fouled.
And I thought it was pretty good help defense right there by Edison.
Foul's going to be on May. That'll be her second foul. So they're in a little bit of foul trouble. They got Mowbray with 3 and Mackenzie May with 2. Vaughn, first free throw's good.
That's 5 for Cameron Vaughn to go with 6 rebounds.
Checking back into the ball game will be number 10, Brooke Richards. It's like they just replace him with one 3-point shooter with another.
Yeah, I mean he's going 12 deep. So 13. He's played all 13, hadn't he?
Yeah. So put everybody in. I think the only one that hasn't been in there has been that Souter, maybe. Souter and Tester. So Vanover has it, spins. That's going to be – what?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. That's going to be a foul on Haley Phillips, and if that's a foul, then it's going to be a long
Well,
year.
it's hard to believe that a girl gets hammered down here and there's no call, and then they're going to call a little hand check. And they get the ball in, and Brooke Richards, and now there's going to be a blocking call. She was standing. That's going to be on Haley Phillips, and that'll be number 2, I believe, on her. And driving that last basket was Brooke Richards.
And not very often do you get 2 fouls in about 3 seconds.
I did. Free throws put up and in.
That's 9 points for Brooke Richards.
Looks like Coach might want a timeout here. And free throw's no good, and Cincinnati's going to come down with a rebound. Given up to Kenzie Brandt. Brandt going off to her left, throws a nice pass inside to Cameron Vaughn. Vaughn throws it up and in, no good. She gets her own rebound, puts it up and in. How about that? Cameron Vaughn puts it up and in, and that's going to make it a 31-30 ball game. Cincinnati State up on Edison. We're having a great game here so far in their first game of our doubleheader. And wow, right to the basket.
She's the killer, man. 14 for Kendra Brunswick.
So Brunswick doing a nice job too as well. Kenzie Brandt now has the basketball for Cincinnati. Cincinnati in the all gray and Edison in the blue. Paratori has it on the wing, gets it to Chen. Out now to Cameron Vaughn. 13 on the shot clock. Swings it over now to Ash. Ash going to drive baseline. Try to get it to Paratori, but there is Kenzie Brandt. She's got 3 on the shot clock, and Paratori had to fire up that shot. She had no choice. And getting that rebound is going to be Holzkamp. Holzkamp. That's Richards now. Gives it up to Brunswick. Brunswick having a big first half here. Vanover now has it on the wing with 15 on the shot clock. 3:59 to go here in this first half. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. Rebounded by Kenzie Brandt. Brandt coming down the other way. And here she's taking it all the way. Tom dishes it down in the corner. Hutchins going to fire up a three-point shot. In and out. Getting a rebound is going to be Cameron Vaughn. Vaughn got hammered. And the guy down low doesn't call it. And the guy out. Unbelievable. Foul's going to be on number 4, and that's going to be Vanover. That'll be her first. So that just
Cameron Vaughn comes in averaging just under 14 in points and rebounds. And she's well on her way with 7 points and 8 rebounds.
First free throw on the way. Good. 32-32. McDougal checking in and Paratori coming out. Cameron Vaughn back on the line for shot number 2. Free throw, good. Puts it in. 33-32, 3:39 here in this first half. Dan Albers, Tom Benassi, Rondell McMillan here at Cincinnati. Nice steal by Henson. She's going to take it all the way, and reaching in was number 14. No call on Brunswick. It's going to go out of bounds off Brunswick. It'll stay here with Cincinnati. And they get it to McDougal down in the corner. She's going to drive, throws it inside to Ash. Ash throws it off the glass, no good. Tom, that was a great out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, they've had 3 or 4 successful ones right now. The shot hasn't gone a couple times, but they're getting great shots off of it.
Looks like Perk set the check back in for Edison. And it's going to be Richards with the ball coming off a screen. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. And Cameron Vaughn with the rebound. Kenzie Brandt looking all the way up. Is going to take it right down the middle, go off to her left, kick it back now to Vaughn.
Oh, she had her.
And Ash has it over to Brandt. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. No good, and it's going to be rebounded by Richards. And what do we got here? We got a timeout called by Edison. So, Tom, great first half for both teams here, 33-32, 2:52 to go. And I'm pretty impressed here with Edison so far in the early stages.
Yeah, no question about it. I thought Cincinnati State would come in here and their pressure defense would kind of take over the game early, and that has not been the case. Edison has held their composure very well, not only hitting three-point shots, but they've got Kendra Brunswick, who's driven to the basket 5 times, and she's got 10 points doing it.
So Cincinnati trying to extend their record to 15-3. They're at 14-3 right now overall. And 4 players are averaging in double figures. Desiree Ash at 14-4, Cameron Vaughn 13-1, Kenzie Brandt 11-1, and Hannah Stevenson 10.7. So, and Tom, they just I think they've exceeded my expectations. You know, you're not real sure what to expect with a new coaching staff and brand new players, and they've done a tremendous job.
Yeah, I think so too. And, you know, of course, the true test is going to be Saturday. You're playing a legitimate top 10 team every year in the country. It's going to be a battle, and if you're shorthanded, it makes it even tougher on you.
Got a little, say, dew on the floor? How about a little dew? Little moisture?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard it put that way.
Just go with it, Tommy. So Richards has the ball now for Edison. 21 on a shot clock. She's going to go off to her left, kick it back to Vanover. Vanover spins. And they get it to Holzkamp. Gets it now to Perk. Back to Brunswick. Brunswick having that big first half. Throws it off the glass, up and in. How about Brunswick? She is a player, Tommy.
Yeah, no question about it. She's got 16 points already.
16 of the 34. Get it into Ash. Ash going to fire it up and in. Tom, I think that's one thing that they're going to have problems with is stopping a ball when it's down low.
Yeah, that's why I'd like to see them just keep pounding that post because Vaughn and Ash and oh, nice.
Almost put in there by Richards as she was driving to the basket. It was rebounded by Hitchens. And coming down quickly now is going to be Kenzie Brandt to McDougal. 21 on the shot clock. We're under 2 minutes to go here in this first half. 35-34. Cincinnati up by 1 on Edison. Get it into Vaughn. Vaughn gets it down in the corner. Tries to throw it inside. Not a very good pass, and Vanover runs it down. Richards has the ball for Edison. Crosses it over to Brunswick. Brunswick gets it inside of Perk. Perk's going to throw it up and in. That was a good pass, Tommy. So Edison now goes up by 1 at 36-35, 127. Ash going to drive in, throws it up. Off the glass. Getting the rebound is Hitchens putting it up and in.
Good job by Brandy right there.
I'll tell you, if they get Paratori on track at all, Tommy, that's going to be a lot of trouble for Edison.
Yeah, I no question about it. And unfortunately, I don't even see her on the bench.
And there's going to be Vanover's going to get it knocked out of her hands by Brandt. They got 15 on the shot clock. We're getting ready to go under 1 minute. And driving and spinning is going to be Richards to Perk. Up to number 12, Holzkamp. She fires up a shot, puts it in. Wow. Tom, they really haven't missed a lot of shots.
No, and they're getting good shots. It's not like they're taking terrible shots and hoping they go in. They're getting good shots.
And quickly now, Cincinnati coming down. It's going to be McDougal. McDougal walked with the basketball. Yep. And here comes Paratori. That's why you didn't see her on the bench.
I was looking all over for her. I couldn't see her anywhere.
We're at 36 seconds to go here in this first half. Cincinnati trailing here by 1 at 38-37. Again, Tom, hard to believe they had a 14-2 lead at one point.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I give Edison all the credit, like you said. They're taking it right to Cincinnati State on their home floor.
And they're just going to run the clock down as much as possible. There's about a 6-second differential on the shot clock and a game clock. And they get it to Brunswick, who has had that hot hand in the first half. Now they get it inside, off the glass, up and in. Good pass to Holzkamp. She puts it up and in, and they've got a 3-point lead at 40-7. We got 4 seconds to go. Hitchens going to fire a point shot us off the side of the rim. No good. And that'll be the end of the first half, Tom. And very impressed with Edison.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, the best player on the floor is Kendra Brunswick. She is tearing up Cincinnati State with 16 points and about 3 assists. Not afraid to take it to the basket, so she's not relying on that jump shot.
Absolutely not. So our score at halftime is 40-37. Tom and I will be back with second half action right after this. Tom, I believe you have some stats here from that first half.
Yeah, I mean, the one big one for me is turnovers. Edison State, 5.
That's impressive. You know, and a lot of that was pretty early, wasn't it?
Yeah, that is a shocking stat for me. Not only Cincinnati State's defensive pressure that they put on, but for Edison, who we've seen come in here the last few years and not be able to get the ball over half court, that to me right there is their whole first half. Both teams are shooting 44 and 45% from the field, and rebounding is a 23-19 edge for Cincinnati State. So all the numbers are pretty close, but that 5 turnovers to me is no doubt the biggest telltale sign that this is going to be a tough ball game for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Cincinnati trailing here 40-37. And again, you know, the thing that was amazing to me, and I said it a couple times in that first half, was Cincinnati was up 14-2 at one time, and Edison could have, you know, pretty much said, you know what, it's going to be a long night, but they didn't. They kept plugging away, and we thought they were going to go inside all night long to Perk, and he started popping some three-pointers.
Yeah, their first 5 trips down the floor, they threw the ball inside. When Perk was not even open at the time, they made a point of throwing the ball to her, and then all of a sudden they started hitting threes, and Kendra Brunswick was the story of the first half. 16 points, unbelievable. And I don't think she came out of the game, and it wasn't just – she had 1 3-pointer. She drove to the basket 6 other times, and she's been the story right now for Edison. And Cameron Vaughn for Cincinnati State comes in averaging over 13 points and rebounds. And she's at halftime with 12 points and 10 rebounds.
Wow, that speaks to how well she plays. And the one, as we said, that had a great first half was Brunswick, and she has the ball now up front for Edison. And they try to get it to Perk, and it's going to be knocked away and stolen by Cincinnati. Coming down is going to be Desiree Ash. Get it to McDougal. Dougal is swinging around now to Kenzie Brandt. Brandt to Ash. Ash going to drive all the way in, throws up a shot. Oh.
That's close. I don't know about that.
So she walks with the basketball. Another turnover here for Cincinnati.
Well, I think one of the things you said in the first half, Dan, is Cincinnati State pretty effective when they get the ball down low on the post. I think that's something they got to revisit here in the second half.
So again, they swing it around. Does Edison? Are they up here 40-37? Get it into Perk, kicks it out now to Vanover. She's going to drive all the way in, kick it out to Richard. She's going to fire up a three-point. Wow, she pops in a three-point.
She didn't even tell. I thought it was three. She didn't even acknowledge it.
They gave her three. That's what I thought too. But she didn't even.
Good officiating right there.
40. No, they're going to say it's a 2 now, Tommy.
All right. I thought she got her foot behind there.
So 42-37. That wasn't a good three-pointer. And there's Desiree Ash. It's going to put it in. Going to make it 42-39. 18:37 to go here in this ball game. Cincinnati trying to put a little bit of pressure on number 10, Richards. And that's going to be McDougal. They're going to give it into Brunswick. Brunswick's going to go spin, throws up a shot, gets it blocked. She's going to get it back, gets it blocked again. So she got it blocked twice. And Tom is kind of interesting. And a turnover, bad turnover by McDougal. She tried to thread the needle, and she couldn't do it. So Vanover now has it. Gives it back.
Oh, nobody on her.
And to get it into Perk. So good pass inside from Holzkamp into Perk. And they're going to extend that lead now to 44-39.
Somebody lost their spot on the floor right there to give a wide open shot to Tori Perk.
And Cincinnati just really starting to struggle after this early stage. And Desiree Ash is going to drive all the way in, throw it up. Shot is no good, but put it up and in is going to be Cameron Vaughn. Tom, that's one thing that you would say with Edison is weak side rebounding is not very good. And getting the ball inside, you might see Paratori come into the ball game, and she might have a good shot at getting some points.
Yeah, I think if they start dumping the ball down low, I think Edison's going to have problems playing without fouling.
And there's going to be a shot. No good by Holzkamp. Perk tried to get it. She couldn't put it in, and running it down is going to be number 12, and that's Holzkamp. Give it up now to Vanover. Vanover gives it back to Holzkamp. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be a jump ball, and I believe the possession is going to Cincinnati. It's like Chin and Haley Phillips checking into the ball game. You know, Haley Phillips can give them some good minutes, hitting a couple threes. We've seen her last year and a couple times this year hitting some big three-pointers.
Yeah, she came in that first half and had those 2 quick fouls within 3 seconds, and I think that kind of shot her down for the rest of the half.
Cincinnati trailing here 44-41. And they swing it around now to Vaughn, to Chen. Chen's going to drive, spin, up on her. Nice job by Chen, and that's going to make it a 44-33 ball game.
That's 5 for Alexis Chin right there. Real nice spin move.
And that's Vanover now. Vanover, Haley Phillips guarding her. 15 on the shot clock. They get it into Perk. Perk turns, spins, throws up a shot, no good. And that's going to be rebounded by McDougal. McDougal's going to give it up now to Haley Phillips. She's going to pop and throw up a shot, no good. And rebounded by Chen, who puts it up and in.
All right, now they're
Cincinnati's got that 1-point lead at 45-44. Tom, that's going to be the death of Edison, is the non-rebounding.
Yeah, no question about it. If Cincinnati State starts dominating the boards, then it's going to be a very long half for Edison.
And Richards fires up a shot, no good. McDougal with the rebound. She got hammered, and they didn't call it. And you see who's guarding Holzkamp? Or Brunswick, I'm sorry. Kenzie Brandt.
Yeah, well.
Chen's shot was no good, and she's going to get her own rebound. She got hammered and no call again. Down in the corner, Richards quickly coming down for Edison. Richards comes down the middle. Now it's going to drive into the basket, throws it up off the glass, no good, and fighting for it is Perk with the rebound. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Cincinnati.
Well, early on, Dan, the shots are not falling that were falling in the first half for Edison. And like I said, we'll see. If Cincinnati State can pound inside, I think you're going to see a whole different ball game in the second half.
Absolutely. 45-44 is our score here. Cincinnati State up by 1. And Edison has the basketball, and that's going to be number 12, Holzkamp. Holzkamp's going to be fouled, I believe, by Chen. That's number 3, I believe, on her, isn't it?
Yeah, and, you know, I can never be mistaken for a coach, but I know one of the things that a coach looks for in an officiating crew isn't consistency.
Absolutely.
And the players the same way. The players feel you out, and they see what they're going to get away with. You can't change every other trip down the floor and expect the players to be effective.
So Steven checks back into the ball game for Edison. Oh, it looks like they lost him again. Vanover gets it down, runs it down in the corner. Good defense by Haley Phillips. Get it to Holzkamp. Holzkamp crosses it over now to Richards. Richards has it. They got 13 on the shot clock. You know what? Since they playing some great defense, and they get the ball inside, it's going to go off of Vanover's hands, and running it down is Cameron Vaughn. And she threw a bad pass, and they get it into, there she is again. Brunswick's going to put it up and in, and she is a definitely good ball player. Cincinnati quickly coming down, and she's going to get fouled. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a battle between Brunswick and Brandt.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Kendra Brunswick is a ball player, no doubt about it. She's just got a good feel for where she needs to be on the floor, and she gets those kind of garbage points. I mean, nobody else is willing to do it.
Kenzie Brandt hits a free throw. It's going to make it up 46-46.
So Kinsey now with 8 points.
And fires up the next free throw. She puts it in. So she hits it both free throws. It's going to make it 47-46. Cincinnati up on Edison. And Edison again, Tommy, playing very, very, very well here. And there she goes again. Brunswick, nice up, under, shot no good. And fighting for it. And it's going to be a jump ball. Possession is going to stay here with Edison. I'll tell you, Brunswick is very, very impressive. She's at a Fort recovery. Get it to Holzkamp. Nice. Try to throw it inside, but there's going to be McDougal running it down. And she's going to have to give it off. She does to Haley Phillips. McDougal now has it at the top of the key. Going to give it up now to Brunswick. Brunswick is going to be guarded by Mowbray, excuse me. Get it inside to Vaughn. Vaughn's going to power her way up and in. Nice. How about that?
All right.
So Cincinnati takes that three-point lead at 49-46. Swing it over now to Mowbray. She had a couple big three-pointers there early in that first half. So did Richards, who just got the ball. She's going to fire one up.
She looked like ball. She was kind of off balance there.
Probably not the shot the coach wanted. She was kind of contested, and she threw that up and didn't hit anything. Haley Phillips going to drive into the basket. She's going to throw a one-handed shot, no good, and Mowbray with the rebound. They're going to call an unbelievable foul on Haley Phillips. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's 3 on Haley.
So she'll have to come out of the ball game, and checking back in will be Henshins. 49-46, 13-42 to go in this ball game. Dan Albers, Tom Benassi, Rhonda McMillan. It's going to be Richards with the ball. Gives it up now to Brunswick. Brunswick gets it down low. Nice pass inside. No good. Rebounded by Paratori. I think she's going to have to come up big, Tommy, for them as Paratori down the stretch.
Yeah, and I don't see any reason why she can. If she backs somebody down on the block, she's a head taller than anybody out there.
Give it now to Paratori on a wing. Cross court over to Kenzie Brandt. Brandt's going to get it into Vaughn. Vaughn squares up, post up, throws up a shot. No foul. Gets her own rebound. Puts it up. Shot no good. Henshins turns around, throws up a shot. Good. How about that by Henshins? And Cincinnati's extended the lead to 5 at 51-46.
That's only 4 points for Brandy, but 2 big offensive rebounds for her on both her buckets.
So they got it down in the corner. They got 13 on the shot clock.
Can't dribble.
Give it up. Good defense by McDougal, but she stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, Cincinnati State's defense is very strong again in this half, and we'll see if that takes its toll finally on Edison.
So McDougal will be coming out of the ball game, and Desiree Ash, you know, she's another one, Tom, that really hasn't gone on track as Desiree. And
yeah, I mean, she's quiet. She had 6 in the first half. She's got 1 quick bucket in the second half.
And Kenzie Brandt has it over to left. Speaking of Desiree Ash, she fires up a three-point shot off the front of the rim. No good. Coming right off the bench and firing one up. Quickly coming down is going to be Brunswick. She's going to take it all the way to the basket, Tom. Spins it out now. And shot off the side of the front of the rim by Steva was no good. Cincinnati coming down the other way. Kenzie Brandt has the basketball, and their team up 51-46. We're getting ready to go under 12 minutes to go in this ball game. Kenzie Brandt's going to take it all the way down off the glass. No good. Paratori with the rebound, puts it up and in.
Good job right there.
And that means Edison's going to have to call a timeout, Tom. And tell you what, Cincinnati crashing the boards is making a difference.
Yeah, they've got some big offensive rebounds, and the only difference is the offensive rebounds in this half are resulting in immediate buckets afterwards. So kind of stretching a lead out to 7 is actually pretty huge in this game.
It really is. So, but, you know, take your hats off, honestly, to Brunswick, who's just playing very well, and the whole Edison State women's basketball team. As they said, they come in with a 9-2 record. The last game, Tommy, they won 105-41 over OSU Lima. They're 4th in the nation in field goal percentage.
Yeah,
Edison
they played OSU Lima twice in the last 3 games and scored 100 points both times, I believe. So, you know, they didn't play a whole lot of games. I know the men's team hasn't played a whole lot of games compared to some of the other teams. I think they've only played like 7 games or 6 games. So we'll see. But like you said, the men's team has been hit severely with injuries since day one, really, with Cody Martin having that early injury there, and it just kind of keeps snowballing.
And I believe that he might be getting a red shirt, I think, for his, so he'll be back again, from what I understand, which is huge.
Yeah, they miss him, no doubt. I mean, he's kind of like a Nick Robertson type that he does all the dirty work on the inside.
53-46 our score. Cincinnati State up here on Edison. Again, it's going to be Richards bringing the ball off the court. Richards going to take it all the way in, pops and throws up a shot, no good. Paratori with the rebound. Tom, she does a better job of putting her arms out, not letting anybody smack the ball out of her hands.
Yep, she's keeping it up high. You just see a little more confidence in her than we saw the last couple weeks. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Driving all the way to the basket was Chen, or was it Chen or Ash?
Ash.
And she a little frustrated, you could tell, Tommy. So again, that's going to be Richards now. Swing it over to Mowbray. Mowbray trying to get a screen. Kicks it down in the corner. Richards going to fire up a three-point shot. Good. Wow, that was smooth. Tom, either team can't really get away, you know.
Yeah, and that's 14 now for Brooke Richard.
Cincinnati holding on to a 53-49 lead.
Oh,
Kenzie Brandt's going to take it all the way up. Shot was no good, and they're fighting for it. Paratori went up, and no foul, and they said the ball's going to go out of bounds. And checking in the ball game will be number 20, and that'll be Mackenzie May. She does have 2 fouls on her. Again, we'll have our second game of our doubleheader. The Edison men will be taking on Cincinnati State men. Cincinnati State lost a heartbreaker 80-79 to Lakeland on Saturday, but Tom, they're devastated with injuries.
Yeah, like you said, it's just nonstop bad news.
Yeah.
Coach probably cringes every time somebody knocks on his door.
And there's Brunswick now. Brunswick spins off to a good job by Kenzie Brandt. Kenzie Brandt doing an excellent job, and she's going to have to throw.
Defense.
Yeah, and she really limited that shot. Paratori with the rebound gives it up to Kenzie Brandt. She's going to take it all the way to the basket, lays it up and in.
Nice.
Kenzie Brandt put another gear. Nope.
Does not stop on the floor. She's always moving.
Again, Richards has the basketball being guarded by Ash. Cincinnati up here 55-49, going under 10 minutes to go in a game. May has it. Gives it up to Mowbray. She fires up a shot in and out, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Kinsey Brandt. It was tipped out by Paratori. Kinsey Brandt's going to kick it now in the corner.
Good look.
Hedgen's going to fire up a three-point shot. It is no good. Running it down, Cameron Vaughn. Vaughn's going to give it up to Kinsey Brandt. She's going to drive in, dishes it down low, puts it up and in. And that was Desiree Ash putting it up and in. And Cincinnati now 57-49, Tom. Conditioning might be a little bit of an issue here for Edison.
Yeah, like you said, they don't let up. Cincinnati State will not let up, and that's usually what gets the opposition on this floor.
Oh, nice pass inside of Richards. She puts it up and in.
Guess who threw that pass?
I would have to say that was going to be Brunswick. 57-51, 9-10 to go here in this ballgame. Cincinnati trying to keep their winning streaks alive here. Henshins has it at the top. Is going to drive all the way in, takes it all the way to the basket, throws it off the glass, no good. Cameron Vaughn with the rebound, lays it up, gets fouled. No basket, but good job by Cameron Vaughn. You know, we're seeing a lot of minutes here by Henshins. Most minutes she's probably playing a consistent basis.
Yeah, she's been putting in more minutes. Right now she's struggling. She's 2 of 7 or 2 of 8 from the field. But she's giving them those solid minutes, playing good defense, a couple really big offensive rebounds. So I think that's why she's on the floor. She's being a lot more productive than she was early in the year.
It's like Perk and also Vanover checking back into the ball game for Edison.
I believe Vaughn made that first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next one on the way is no good. And Vanover with the rebound. And that's Mowbray now with the basketball. Cincinnati again is in the gray and Edison in the blue. Mowbray's going to drive, kick it down to Perk. Ball's on Mowbray. Had to go off her hands, but should have been a push on Hedgen.
I think it had already touched out of bounds before that. Yeah, the ball had already touched the line before Cameron Vaughn got over there to go after it.
We're at 8:39. Cincinnati's got that 7-point lead, trying to pull this out and stretch it out a little bit bigger. Swing it to McDougal. Check back in the ball game. Ash going to drive baseline.
No.
It's going to be a, what are they going to call a charge? So it's going to be a charge on Ash.
Yeah, if not a charge, it was going to be a travel, I think. Kind of lost control of the ball right before she was going up for the shot.
That'll be her first foul. Get it to Brunswick. Brunswick kicks it out now to Vanover. Vanover fakes a three-pointer. Up high to Brunswick. I love watching the battle between Brandt and Brunswick. Kicking out of Vanover. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. Good. How about that?
Missed her first 3 in the first half and drains that one.
And we're under 8 minutes, Tom. It's crunch time now here for both teams.
Yeah, Edison not going away, that's for sure. Cincinnati State's going to have to finish strong.
Kinsey Brandt has it at the top. Swings it over now to... Nice shot by McDougal. You know, and Tom, that could really help them out a lot, too. She could start bearing shots from the outside.
Yeah, that's a clutch shot right there.
And again, McDougal's from Australia. The ball is on the ground to Vanover. Vanover tries to throw it, but it's going to be stolen. They got numbers, and they quickly get it up now to Kinsey Brandt. She's going to take it and lay it up and in. Almost thought she got there too early, Tom.
Sweet. 8-point lead.
62-54, 7:12 to go. We'll be down at the end of the game. Hopefully Coach remembers, and we'll be down there and try to interview her. And there's fire. That's no good. Rebounded by Cameron Vaughn.
Cameron Vaughn, 15 rebounds.
Yeah. How about that?
That one hurt, Dan.
And they're going to call a timeout, and Cincinnati's got an 11-point lead.
That one hurt right there. That one hurt. Wide open, Desiree Ash buries it. And you just talked about her being frustrated a while ago. That one that'll help you out of that.
Cincinnati, 65-54, and they were trailing here at halftime.
So you got Desiree Ash, you have Kinsey Brandt and Cameron Vaughn all in double figures, playing very well. And you look at what Kendra Brunswick brought to the table in the first half with 16 points. She has 2 in the second half.
And I really believe that is, I don't know if they made a I wasn't really paying attention if Brandt was guarding her. I don't think she was.
Well, and if she was, she made an adjustment at halftime either way. Either the coach made the adjustment or Brandt or Brent did,
yeah.
one or the other. 16 down to 2 points is a huge adjustment right now, and Brooke Richard has been the story in the second half with 7 points, but just not enough right now offensively for Edison.
Cincinnati up 11 now here as they were trailing 40-37. They're up now 65-54. And Tom, I tell you what, I can't wait for Saturday's game. That's just going to be just a great. I can't, like we talked off air. The coach for Owens is one of the classiest guys that you'll ever meet. Great guy, and it's going to be good to see him and good to see a great basketball game on Saturday.
You know, and he always puts a good team on the floor. Period. And they're very well coached, and that's why they're consistently in the top 10.
Absolutely. So Vanover has the basketball. Good defense by McDougal. And that's got to be a 5-second call. Nothing called there. Swing it around to May. To Brunswick. Brunswick's going to go off to her left. And she's going to pick up her dribble, throws it inside to Perk. Perk's going to throw up a left-handed shot. No good. Rebounded by Kinsey Brandt. She got pushed, and they didn't call it. Are you kidding me? Kinsey Brandt got pushed out of bounds. She falls down, and they don't call. Unbelievable. So Vanover will take the ball out of bounds. Try to get it in. They're trying to get it to Brunswick. And Perk now has the basketball. Perk's trying to drive on Paratori. She takes it all the way and lays it up and in. Perk just kind of went to see what the defense was set up and took it all the way in. And we're getting ready to hit under 6 minutes to go. Kinsey Brandt has it, and she's being guarded by Brunswick. They get it into Paratori. It's kind of a late pass. They're going to call a foul?
Well, I'll tell you what. I did not see that foul right there. I'll tell you that. Actually, Perk had a better chance of getting the ball than Paratori did.
Cincinnati will be taking the ball out of bounds. They get it to Brandt. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. No good.
Can't get the long ball to fall.
And getting the rebound is going to be number 12, and that's Holzkamp. And there's Brunswick trying to get something started. It down
nice
low into
walk.
Perk. She's going to put it up and in. So good job by Brunswick. She knows she can't having trouble scoring, and she's dished the basket off the last 2 times to Perk.
Well, Perk now with 8 points, 4 of 11 from the field.
And Kinsey Brandt now has the basketball, gives it over to McDougal. 5:30. Chen's going to drive, spin, in and out, no good.
I'll tell you what, she's got that move down.
Absolutely.
She does a great job of that drop step, pinning her defender, and getting a nice shot at a layup.
Foul's going to be on number 20, and I believe that's going to – they got 4 for her?
Yeah.
I got 3.
I got 4.
So Alexis Chen will be on the line. Free throw. Nope. Man, she short-armed at her and slipped out of her hands. It's like Richards going to check back in. Vanover's going to check out.
Well, I'll tell you what, I give Brunswick credit because, like you said, she's not putting up the points that she did in the first half, but she's not getting frustrated. She's finding the open people still.
Perk, how about this? Coming all the way down.
No.
Try to throw it low. I think it went off of Kinsey Brandt's foot. And Mowbray's going to check back into the ballgame for May, who's going to sit down with the 4 fouls. 5:19 to go here in this ballgame. Cincinnati hanging on to a 65-58 lead. And they finally do get the ball inside, and they get it now to Brunswick. Brunswick gets it into Perk. Perk double teams. Back out to Brunswick. They got 17 on the shot clock. Brunswick's going to spin, take it all the way. Oh, what? Are you kidding me?
That's a held ball, Dan. That is a terrible call right there. If that's on Kinsey Brandt, that's a terrible call.
That's horrible.
That's a terrible call.
Yep, I don't agree with that one at all, Tom.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kendra Brunswick may see number 21 in her sleep tonight.
Absolutely. So they're trying to take the ball out of bounds. 5:09 to get it to Perk. Being guarded by Paratori. She throws one up high off the glass.
She's coming
puts it up and in. And Paratori's got to cut off that baseline.
Yeah, you can't let her go baseline like that. It puts your defense in too much of a bind.
Chen's going to drive all the way into the basket. Shot was no good. Cameron Vaughn's going to run it down. No, there's Chen now. Chen's going to take it right into the basket. No good. But how about that? Running it down is McDougal. So McDougal's going to bring it back out. They got 26 on the shot clock. They get it into Chen. Chen spins, got double team, double dribble.
Yeah, she wasted the dribble.
So just like that, Cincinnati up 11, Tom. Now they're only up 5 with 4:35 to go. It might come down to the very end again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Tori Perk right now coming alive with 8 points, 8 of her 10 here in the second half. She's hit her last 3. Oh, and nice pass. Nice
puts
pass.
It up and in. It's going to make it a 65-62 ball game, Tom, just like that.
I think that was Holzkamp that found her down low, and Perk once again with an easy bucket.
And there they get it down into Chen, cross court over to Kenzie Brandt. Brandt over to, what do we got here? Got a timeout called by Cincinnati. 65-62 with 4:02 to go here in this ball game. Tom, both teams won't go away. They both teams make their runs, and
you know, we talked about Kendra Brunswick, 16 points in the first half and only 2 here in the second, but you have not seen her one time get frustrated. She continues to find Tori Perk down low, and Tori Perk right now absolutely on fire. 4 in a row, 12 points overall. Her and Brooke Richard have been a story in the second half, and they've kept Edison within striking distance. Cincinnati State just can't shake them.
So again, Cincinnati trying to get to win number, I believe, 15 for them, as they come in with a 14-3 overall record. Cincinnati taking them all out of bounds. And have to hurry up and get it in. They do to Ash. Ash has it on the wing. Going to drive in, kicks it back to Chen. Chen's going to drive all the way in, lays it up and in.
I thought they were going to take a charge there, and they backed off.
So that's going to put Cincinnati at a 5-point advantage with 3:48 to go in this ball game. Someone lost what was going on there, and shot was in and out, no good. And that last shot was by Holzkamp. And then there's going to be a foul, I believe. Might have been on Holzkamp.
17 points, 16 rebounds for Cameron Vaughn.
Wow, that's a great game.
Not a bad day at the office.
Absolutely not. They get the ball into Chen, into Ash. It's going to be knocked out. Tom, they're putting on a little bit of pressure, and they really, they really had it wide open there.
Yeah, that's when you got to keep your eyes up. You got to look and see where everybody is on the floor, and right there, that's a layup.
There's Kenzie Brandt. She's going to fire up a three-point shot. No good. She's going to run down a rebound. She got hammered.
Really?
Ball's going to go out of bounds. I'm telling you what, very inconsistent.
I know it was a loose ball, but really?
So they got an injury here to number 23, Mowbray, and Vanover's going to check in for her.
Goodness.
Take your hats off to Edison, man. They've played a great game. They early on, down 14-2, come back and take that 40-37 lead at halftime.
Yeah, right now you got to be thinking Tori Perk on the inside, just kind of dominating right now.
Swing it around now.
There it
is. Perk's going to take it up and in.
That's 5 buckets in a row for Tori Perk. 14 points, 10 in the second half, or 12 in the second half.
And there's Alexis Chen now with the basketball, giving it over to. There we go. Nice job by Kenzie Brandt. She puts it up and in. That's where you want to get it into your best player's hands, and she is definitely one of the best players for Cincinnati.
Yeah, like you said, we talked to her dad earlier and said she was struggling with the three-point shot. Well, she's not struggling inside.
The ball's on the ground. They're fighting for it, and there's going to be a foul. They said she walked, yep. Thought it might have been a foul. 69-64, 2:44. This is a big possession right here, Tom.
Yeah, this is one of those where you kind of kill the will, as they say, if you come up with a nice bucket here. Oh.
A nice cross-court pass. Barely made it in. They do. 20 on the shot clock. 2:33 to go on this ball. They get it inside, and Cameron Vaughn's going to put it up and in.
Look by McDougal.
Tom, I don't think that press breaker that they're doing is not doing a very good job.
Yeah, they're getting too many open looks right now. I think you got to pull that back a little bit.
And you know, really, who's been quiet has been Brunswick here in the second half. She's, had 2 points maybe?
Yep.
Swing it over now. Brunswick does have the basketball down in the corner. 2:10 to go. Yep. She's going to go off to her left, spin, and she runs right into her teammate. Firing up a three-pointers. Richards who puts it in.
Huge shot right there. Brooke Richard with her 4th 3 of the game. Now 19 points for Brooke Richard. What a huge shot.
That was a huge shot. 71-67, and then you put this song on, it makes me want to do the push-ups.
Well, I'll tell you, on that last offensive possession, I think when Brunswick got the ball down here on the wing, she wanted Perk to go further away. She was like right behind her, and they couldn't get any pass on the inside. Perk needed to reset herself on that. Got too close to Brunswick, and they ran into each other. Luckily, Richard pops open and drains a three, and this ball game is still not decided.
You know, last game we did here was against, we did Roan State, but Ivy Tech was a game that we did last Tuesday. And I'll tell you what, that was a game where Cincinnati State found a way to win that game, and that's what good teams do, good coaches do. They find a way to win when they're probably not playing their best.
And the one thing is that Edison has only shot 5 free throws, and I believe they were all in the first half.
Well, this games are moving pretty fast. If you think about it, it's almost 7 o'clock. This game, not a lot of fouls.
Yeah.
And we're complaining about it because they're not calling them.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you got to be, like I said, all we want is consistency. I don't care if you call it one way or the other,
right?
But do it the whole time. You can't change, depending on what side of the court you're on.
So Cincinnati holding on to that 71-67 lead. We are under 2 minutes to go. They've pulled off the press, does Edison. Kinsey Brandt has the basketball, going off to her left. Flips it back now to Chin. She might have walked, Tommy. Chin's going to get it now, and McDougal's going to step out of bounds. So just really not a good possession there by Cincinnati.
Edison with the ball, 4-point game. I tell you right now, you got to look at the three-man game.
Richards,
with
Perk,
Brunswick,
and
Brunswick, Perk, and Richard. You got to do the little triangle here and keep the ball moving.
And it's going to be Richards with the basketball up front, being guarded by McDougal. Good job by McDougal. Oh, she kind of burned her, does Richards. She throws it inside to Perk. Perk turns around, throws up a left-handed shot, no good. Rebounded by Desiree Ash. Ash gives it up in the middle. Now they give it to McDougal. Up now to Kinsey Brandt. Brandt's going to take it all the way to the basket, throws up a shot up and good. How about Kinsey Brandt making a big basket again?
She obviously didn't hear me say no rush. Nice bucket right there by Kinsey.
And there's going to be Perk. She's going to drive. Might have walked, Tommy, but she puts it in too. So 2 big possessions by both teams. And there's going to be a reach. Wow. And that, I believe, is her fourth foul on her.
That's 4. And you know what, Dan? In the second half, we're kind of seeing what we were wondering about early in the game is why they were throwing the ball to Perk.
Well, that's why.
On fire.
Yep.
She is absolutely on fire in the second half.
But they've got that good mix of throwing it inside. If they double team or they do whatever they want to do on the inside, they can shoot the ball from the outside.
Right.
And it's Kinsey Brandt's going to flip it back now to Hedgens. Oh, gives it back to Kinsey Brandt. Now just give it to McDougal. They got 55 seconds to go in this game. Kinsey Brandt's going to get double teamed. I think they're going to call a foul. They're still
on Richard, I think.
They're still under the limit, Tommy. Foul's going to be on Richard.
Yeah, they got to get themselves to a point. No, they are. No, they're over now, aren't they? Yeah, they're over.
Yeah, now they just went over on that one.
Come on, Kinsey.
Free throw's good. (74-69), and she in and out, no good. And quickly coming down the other way is Richards. 49 seconds to go in this ball game. Richards has the basketball. Nice screen by Perk, and they get it. Mowbray throws it down in the corner. Shot good, up and in. Good shot by number 12, and that was Holzkamp. Cincinnati still holding on to that 3-point lead. Give it up to Desiree Ash. Ash has it.
Good
and
job.
They're going to call a foul on, I believe, number 10, maybe. 14.
That's going to be on
It's going to be on Bruns. That's only her first?
I got her for 2.
Okay, we'll go with 2 then.
I tell you, the other thing I've noticed, Dan, is another kind of feather in Kinsey Brandt's cap is that Brooke Richards bringing the ball up this half. Brunswick carried, she was the one that ran the offense the whole first half. And with Kinsey on her, they've all of a sudden take her off the ball.
She makes both free throws, Tommy. That's huge free throws. 76-71. They quickly give it to Perk. Going to drive all the way in, up and in. How about that? There's no quitting on either one of these teams. Still a 3-point game. Hetchin's going to come all the way down the left side. Flips it back now to Brandt. She's going to be fouled.
She'll be out. So Emily Mowbray is out with 6 points. She had those early in the first half. She fouls out with 6. Gave him some good minutes, though. Right now, Tori Perk is just, she's the story. 16 of her 18 points have come in the second half. She's hit 8 of her last 9 shots.
Wow. Kenzie Brandt coming up huge at the free throw line. Brandt coming up for her next free throw. Good. She hits it again. That's huge free throws.
Right there.
78-73, 17 seconds to go in this ball game. See what happens here. Richards going to take it all the way to the basket. Throws up a shot off the glass. No good. Rebounded by number 30, and that's Chin. She's going to be fouled. So 7 seconds to go, and I think that could be the icing on the cake there, Tommy.
Yeah, I think that's going to do it. So another good win for Cincinnati State, but a very good game played by Edison here on the road. No question about it. Gave Cincinnati State everything they wanted.
Free throw in and out, no good.
Chin is 1 of 5 from the free throw line tonight.
Next free throw, good. She's struggling. So they quickly come down with 5 seconds to go. They're going to give it up to Vanover. She's going to pull up, throw up a shot, puts it up and in, and they're going to call a timeout as Edison. So it's still a 3-point game with only 1.7 seconds to go here. Pretty much Cincinnati's just got to get the ball in, Tom.
Yeah, no question about it. Nothing really to worry about here. I think with the team speed they have, they shouldn't have a problem getting it in. But, yeah, Kenzie Brandt, 20 points tonight. Not a bad outing. Never came off the floor. In fact, I got a stat for you that can't be matched in many places. She actually played 20 minutes and 1 second in the first half.
How do you do that?
I don't know, but like I said, you're not going to see that in too many places.
And the other thing that you got to talk about, too, is what she's done. She held Brunswick to 2 points in the second half.
Leading scorer in the game at halftime, Kendra Brunswick had 16, and she was dominating. And you put Kenzie Brandt on her, and whatever they did, it worked because she has been completely shut down in the second half.
So, again, we're going to go down and get interview coach. We will interview the coach here at halftime. And they bring the ball inbounds, and they're going to call a foul with 0.1 seconds to go.
Kenzie's going to go to the line. She's leading the way with 20. Cameron Vaughn with 19. Desiree Ash with 15. So real nice scoring by your top 3 right there.
Absolutely, and we'll be down, hopefully joining by Coach Beeler. They'll get her thoughts on this game. Kenzie Brandt's going to put it in. 79-75.
Stand there with Thomas Jackson and have a little contest.
Absolutely.
At the free throw line.
And she's going to put it up in and again. So that's going to be the final. I'm going to go down and get Coach and get her thoughts.
So Cincinnati State improves their record to 15-3 on the year, 2-0 in conference play. Edison comes in here on the road and plays a very good ball game. And leading the way for them was Tori Perk with 18 points, 16 in the second half. Kendra Brunswick, the opposite, 16 of her 18 were also in the first half. So kind of a tale of two halves. Kenzie Brandt, the defensive stopper, shuts Brunswick down in the second half, and Cincinnati State goes to a 15-3 record, 2-0 in the conference. And we're going to go down to Dan right now with Coach Beeler. Another big win for Cincinnati State.
All right, I'm down here with Coach Beeler. Coach, I don't know what second half you were down 40-37, and I think it was Brunswick that had 14 or 16 points in the first half. Kenzie Brandt did a great job in her in the second half.
Yeah, she shut her down. We made that adjustment at halftime, and Kenzie stepped up and did a great job because number 10 is actually their leading scorer and leading rebounder, but Kenzie was on her in the first half. So we just made the adjustment in the second half and shut her down.
It looks like early on they were trying to get it into Perk early on. They had a lot of consecutive shots down there. Then they started hitting a bunch of three-pointers. Did that kind of change how you wanted to play defensively?
No, we just weren't playing defense at all in the first half, and then in the second half we weren't playing any any post defense, so Perk really hurt us inside. But it's a work in progress every day in practice. And then this is the game. We played like we practiced the last 2 days.
I think conditioning was another big thing too. It looked like you guys were very well conditioned in that second half.
Yeah, we're very well conditioned because we got to run a lot in practice for not doing the things we got to do.
Got a big one on Saturday, so we'll see you on Saturday.
Thank you.
That's Coach joining us there. Our final score here was 80-75, and we got an exciting game coming up here with the men as they try to bounce back after a loss to Lakeland. So we'll be back with our second game right after this.